Good morning students, welcome to 12th botany. In this class we are going to discuss about female reproductive part gynoecium. Before we entering into this topic, just we recall the structure of flower. The flower which possesses 4 whorls, the outermost whorl is called calyx, then corolla, then male reproductive part androecium and female reproductive part gynoecium. Gynoecium which possesses stigma, style and ovary. Okay, now let's move to the topic. Gynoecium. What is gynoecium? It's a female reproductive part. Gynoecium is a female reproductive part. It represents one or more pistils. What is a pistil? Pistil refers ovary, style and stigma together called as pistil. Pistil derived from one or more carpels. What is a carpel? This is a ovary. When we take a TS of ovary, it shows here it shows 5 locules, pentalocular. It may possess 3 locules, single locule or pentalocular 4 locules. Okay, based on the flower, it possesses different types of locules. This is a locule. இந்த லாக்யூல் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மேலே அப்படியே சாக் லைக் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரில் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும். இப்போ 5 இருக்கு இல்லையா, 5 அப்படியே மேலே இங்கே ஓவர்லேருந்து ஸ்டிக்மா வரைக்கும் டெவலப் ஆகும். தட் இஸ் கால்ட் கார்பல். இஃப் த ஃப்ளவர் விச் பொசஸ் அ சிங்கிள் கார்பல், த பிஸ்டில் இஸ் கால்ட் சிம்பிள் பிஸ்டில். இஃப் இட் பொசஸ் மோர் தென் 2 carpels, now the pistil is called compound pistil. That is the definition for carpels. Okay, now the gynoecium which possesses 3 parts, that means the pistil which refers to ovary, style and stigma. Ovary is the basal part, swollen part of the gynoecium is called ovary, which possesses ovule. This otherwise called as megasporangium. Ovules are attached inside the locule through placenta. Placenta la attach ஆயிருக்கும். எதுனா ovules. Okay. Next, stigma. Stigma serves as a landing platform for pollen grains. Pollination நடக்கிறப்ப pollen grains ஆந்தர்லேருந்து ஸ்டிக்மாவுக்கு ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகும். அப்போ ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆன அந்த pollen grains வந்து எதில் லேண்ட் ஆகும் அப்படின்னா ஸ்டிக்மாவில் லேண்ட் ஆகும். It serves as a landing platform for pollen grains. Next, style. Below the stigma, a elongated, slender structure called style. These are the 3 parts of androecium. Okay, now a floral primordium is a part where a small bud-like structure was raised at any part of the stem. This is the floral primordium. It possesses a meristematic tissue. Meristem, which means which produces new cells continuously for a long time. This is the characteristic features of meristematic tissue. In the floral primordium, which possesses a meristematic tissue, from that meristem a small papillate outgrowth which develops as a gynoecium. Okay, in some flowers which possess a single ovule, some of the examples are given there: rice, mango. These are the examples for flowers possessing single ovule. In some flowers which possess numerous ovules, papaya which possess numerous ovules. This is an example for numerous possessing ovules. Okay, now move to the structure of ovule. Ovule is otherwise called as megasporangium. This is the structure of ovule, which possesses the parts. The first one, chalaza, later I will explain. Second, this is the integument. This is nucellus. This is the embryo sac, hilum, micropyle, funicle. This is a conductive tissue, xylem, phloem, conductive tissue. This is a raphe. These are the parts shown in this diagram. Now we see detail in every definitions. The first one, the megasporangium or ovule is protected by a covering called integuments. This is the integument. outer integument, inner integument. Mostly it possesses two integuments. Some ovules possess single integument, which is called unitegmic. If it possesses two integuments, it is called bitegmic. Bitegmic. The main function of this integument is to give protection to the inner tissues. Okay. Now the mature ovule which possesses a stalk and a body. This is the stalk of the ovule. This otherwise called as funicle. This is the body of the ovule. The funicle which attaches the body into the placenta. Okay. Next. Ilam. What is ilam? This is the ilam. The point where the stalk which attached into the body of the ovule is called a ilam. It is one of the important 2 more question. What is ilam? Define ilam, which means the point where the stalk of the ovule is attached to the body of the ovule is called ilam. Next to this, raphe. What is raphe? It is also important 2 more question. In inverted ovule, this is the inverted ovule. Okay. There are 6 different types of ovules are there. Next class we are discussing about the types of ovule. Okay. Among that, one of the type is called inverted ovule. This is the inverted ovule. In the inverted ovule, the stalk which attached into the body of the ovule, known where the small ridge-like structure, this is called raphe. This is called raphe. The வார்த்தை இந்த ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் வரதுலயே இதான் வந்து raphe அப்படினு சொல்றோம். Next, nucellus. In the central part of that ovule, it is made up of parenchyma cells. This part is called nucellus. It stores food reserve for growing this embryo sac. Nucellus is a central body which is made up of parenchymatous cells. This is called nucellus. Next, unitegmic and bitegmic. I already defined unitegmic and bitegmic. The integument which possesses a single integument is called unitegmic. If it possesses two, is called bitegmic. Next to that, micropyle. What is micropyle? It's a one more important 2 more question. The integuments totally covers the nucellus except a small point where there is no covering of integuments. It creates a small pore. That pore is called micropyle. That pore is called micropyle. The next, chalaza. What is chalaza? The meeting point of funicle, integument and nucellus. These 3 parts are merged or meet at one point. This is called chalaza. It is another important 2 more question. Define chalaza. That means the meeting point or merge point of funicle, the stalk of the funicle, integuments and this nucellus is called chalaza. Next, embryo sac. Inside the nucellus, a oval sac-like structure which are placed near the micropyle. This structure is called embryo sac, or otherwise called as female gametophyte. Okay, the functional megaspores which develops this embryo sac. In next class la paapom. Okay, va. Based on the position of sporogenous cell, this ovule is divided into 2 types, teninucellate and crassinucellate ovules. Based on the position of sporogenous cell, divided into 2 types, teninucellate and crassinucellate ovule. What is teninucellate ovule? In teninucellate ovule, the sporogenous cell is placed in the hypodermal cell. What is hypodermal cell? In the nucellus, it is outermost epidermis. Next to that is called hypodermis. Okay, hypodermals which are surrounded by a single layer of hypodermal cells. This is a sporogenous cell. It possesses a less amount of nucellus tissue comparing this crassinucellate type. Okay, this is called teninucellate type of ovule. What is teninucellate? In teninucellate type, the sporogenous cells are placed in the hypodermal, next to the epidermis, hypodermal cells, which is covered by a single layer of hypodermal cells, and it possesses a less amount of nucellus tissue. This is called teninucellate type. Next one, crassinucellate type. Here the sporogenous cells are arranged subhypodermal. Subhypodermal na உள்ள இருக்கும். Hypodermal epidermis உள்ள இருக்குது. Hypodermis இதுக்கு உள்ள இருக்கும். 2-3 layers உள்ள இருக்குது. Subhypodermal cell இருந்துச்சுனா that is called crassinucellate type of ovule. This crassinucellate type of ovule possesses more number of nucellus tissue. More number of nucellus tissue. Okay. Next, endothelium or integumentary tapetum. What is the endothelium or integumentary tapetum? It's an important 2-mark question. Okay. In unitegmic tenunucellate type of ovule. Unitegmic means it possesses single integument. Unitegmic tenunucellate type of ovule where this integument which serves as a nutritive tissue for that embryo sac. Nutritive tissue for that embryo sac. This is called endothelium or integumentary tapetum. Define endothelium. That means in unitegmic tenunucellate type, the integument which serves as a nutritive tissue for that growing embryo sac. This is called endothelium or integumentary tapetum. So important 2-mark question. Next, hypostase and epistase. These are the 2 terms, hypostase and epistase. What is hypostase? The cells which present between the chalaza and the embryo sac, this region is called hypostase. And the second one, epistase. Here the cells present between the micropyle and this embryo sac, this region is called epistase. Okay, that's all about the today's topic, female reproductive part, gynoecium. In next class we are going to discuss about types of ovule. Thank you.